Electric Lodge presents Notes from the Underground with Josh Berkowitz, where we talk to alternative storytellers, comedians, dancers, musicians, poets, and filmmakers about life, art, and we may just talk about nothing at all. Recorded live from Soul Journey Studios in Venice Beach, California. All right, we are now here with Adam Carneol.
What's up, guys?
Did I say it right this time? Yeah.
Carneol, yeah.
Carneol.
My dad would go Carneol.
Carneol.
So it's embedded in my mind now.
Where are you? Because I didn't think to ask you this before. Where's like your roots?
Okay,
from?
so my biological father's from Argentina. My father, who's the greatest man in the world, who raised me, is from Brooklyn, New York, and my mother's from Montreal, Canada. But I was born and raised in LA. So people always like, what's that accent? I'm like, it's this weird Canadian Brooklyn thing going.
Yeah, I never thought to ask you till this moment because we've, talked and hung out a couple times now. Right. And Adam's going to be bringing his group here. He's presenting the final performance of the night this Friday at High Voltage. It's going to be fantastic. This show, man, I mean, you heard me talking with Joel about it. I got ambitious with this show. It really is a mishmash of stuff. The particular High Voltage you went to was very strange because it was like, it was a lot of like funny, kind of bizarre stuff.
Right.
And then one act at the end that was just very serious and spiritual. Mm-hmm. And I guess that's
life, right?
That's life, right? Yeah. It was a good opportunity to express the bizarre that is me. And then underneath it, like, listen, we live in this kind of fucked up time right now where we need something just very sincere.
Right. Any kind of outlet. You know, that literally I was like, oh, I'm in this for, I don't even know, an hour and a half. And I was just like, oh, my mind's not even, it's just only in this room. Which is such a refreshing experience.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Because it's a whirlwind most of the time. Yeah.
Right. Well, so you run a store on Abbot Kinney. Could you tell us about that real quick?
Sure. Yeah. It's called Kitsa. It's an eco-friendly bedding store. We focus on everything from mattresses to linens to pillows to candles. That is all non-toxic and healthy for you. Surprisingly, just like how people are putting chemicals and shitty things in our foods, it's in our mattresses as well.
Wow.
So you're breathing in toxic VOCs and toxic PBD, fire retardants, and all this in your mattress. And people are always like, well, oh my God, that's so scary. I sleep a third of my life. I'm like, yeah, that's only sleeping a third of your life. Then imagine all the other time you're spending in your mattress. So it's really scary, really weird stuff. But it's a beautiful company to work for because it's family owned. Husband and wife own it. 4 total stores and like 13 total employees, something around there. And it's just this concept of, it's a healthier alternative at a reasonable price too. Everybody comes in and they're like, oh my God, it's on Abbot Kinney. It must start at $10,000 a bed. But it's not. It's really not.
But this is what's so good on a level, and you and I connecting, and you connecting, with Jeremy, the studio manager for Open Temple.
Yeah, congratulations, man, on that opening.
Wow.
Good God, was that beautiful. Seriously.
Well, Open Temple Soul Journey Studios had a party April 1 this Saturday. There was a shit ton of...
This is not a fool. This is serious, bro. This is not a joke. This is like for real.
Yeah.
It was a bomb-ass party.
It was a bomb-ass party. And I was, telling Jeremy, like, man, just push it. Get the people here by whatever means possible.
And they came.
And Facebook helps a little bit, right?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Exactly. Right. He's like, man. He's like, I don't even deal with Facebook. I don't even use it. I'm like, but people do.
Hey man, you're running the studio now.
I asked some people. I'm like, how'd you hear about this from Facebook? Did you know anybody? No, I just saw it on Facebook. Boom.
And then just the name though, like the thing is too, Soul Journey Studios, you're gonna remember that. You're gonna want to come to it. You're gonna be like, oh, that sounds like a good, some good vibage going on for recording and stuff. So it's because, it was funny. I had a little horrific experience that happened to me in the end of last year. And I grew up in soul music. And it's my father raised me on Otis Redding, Son House, Howlin' Wolf, all these cats. And my mother raised me on Tina Turner and then like Luciano Pavarotti and like crazy opera singers. I'm just like, okay, cool. So it was just so amazing because after that experience, just like this heartbreaking experience, I called my friend and I was just bawling like I was never bawling before. And all I listened to, like people always like come into my house and I always have like soul playing, everything like James Brown, Otis, all that. And I was talking to her and I was like, I now really understand why it's called soul music. I know why he sings that one word in that way. And I thought I already knew, and I work with a lot of musicians on that sense and who have been through. And then I'm just like, whoa, it's just like totally went to a deeper level of connection with that expression.
My God.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just talking earlier, like I went through experience on Friday and I won't go in. I just went into it in the last interview, but where I was bawling, crying.
Yeah.
And
let's talk about crying for the rest of the
what's
show.
that?
Let's talk about crying.
Because I hold everything we do in life is to hold back from that.
Right.
To be that vulnerable, but that's so the thing good. That's the thing we need.
Yes, 100%. One of my best friends, who's an amazing pianist, just wrote a brilliant song called "Vulnerable in Love."
Oh shit!
And it's literally one of the most beautiful jams you'll ever hear in your life.
Really?
Yeah, it's really amazing. Phenomenal. Yeah,
it's amazing. You're making me think about jazz, and there's so many things. I'm not a well-informed jazz lover, but I fucking love jazz. Right. I mean, I've been an 88.1 guy for the last 5 years.
Jazz.
Yeah. Oh shit. I hate when they play that like.
It's the worst because it's like that bullshit hotel jazz shit. I'm just like, yo, like, why don't you play some Coltrane for your opening?
Right. Why do they? Every once in a while, I turn it on. I go, what are you guys doing?
Well, that's a problem with it. They're trying to like a lot
appeal
of people. But it's just like do people listen to that horrible pop music out there? They do, and it's in the millions. You know what I mean? But there's some of it that's great. Like there's some great, but then it's just like, why are you listening to this? I don't even know. Like a drill's getting put in your head, kind of pop music. But then it's just like this la-di-da jazz music that's just like boring.
Oh my God. Yeah, I was just thinking recently, and I want to talk a little bit about what you're bringing on Friday.
Sure.
But what I was thinking about was when I saw a drummer in New York, in Manhattan, named Jeff Tane Watts.
Ooh.
He basically was channeling. He was drumming and channeling something, and I didn't know what. And everybody stopped, obviously, during these drum solos. Everyone stops and just turns toward the fucking drummer, going wild in the back. And this guy, his eyes were like going back into the back of his head. I mean, it was great live performance skills. Like it was like part of it was just his stage presence and the way he's able to manipulate the audience, maybe. But I talked to him about it afterwards. He's like, oh yeah, I was just spinning my third eye. No big deal.
Oh, okay. It's just like not even getting, just spinning it. Like I've never heard that before. That's a wild way to describe it. Well, what's so amazing about it, the drummer is the pulse. Like they always like, you need a good drummer. That's the beat. That's what if the drummer's off, the whole band's off.
Right.
So that's literally your rhythm. So it's just, and it's the band's rhythm, and then it's, your pulse is your heart. That's what you beat off of to go every day in your life. Yeah. So it's just the drummer is just so he needs to be intuitive, but also amazingly skilled. But that intuition blending with that skill is just magical for to getting to spinning your third eye, I guess, which I'll never experience with two sticks in my hand and banging something. But yeah, it's pretty phenomenal. Yeah.
Right. So you manage a lot of
a couple local musicians.
How did you get into that?
Well, growing up, I was a basketball player for like 15 years straight.
Basketball player?
Yeah, my father put me into basketball when I was 4 years old, and I got a scholarship to a school out in Canada, Concordia University. And after a year out there, my body broke down. I lost the passion for basketball, and I came back.
That happened to me in 5th grade.
Yeah, well, imagine it might have happened to me in like 5th or 6th too, but I just kept fucking going.
I was so good in 4th grade, and then something happened when I went into 5th. I stopped playing. I stopped growing. Well, too. Yeah, and other things was I was like just a bunch of white Jewish kids, and then I got into 6th grade, and then I was really fucked when I went to this summer camp with all these black kids from Detroit. I was like so intimidated. It was scary.
Oh yeah, it's well, I mean, that's the thing. It's a beautiful sport for sure, and it's all this. It saves a lot of lives. It definitely is.
Oh my god, right? I forget that's really one of the big things about it.
For sure. So after that, I just kind of came back to LA. And I kind of had no idea what to do with my life.
Right.
I was so lost. I was like just playing basketball and that was it. But I remember growing up, my mom and parents would go crazy because I would like blast the same song over and over again that I loved in my room or in the car. And I you remember when we used to burn CDs?
Oh my God, I miss those days.
I would like make a CD and I would like be playing like this like 6-track song. My mom would listen to it for like 3 months straight and probably had to pick me up from school every day and drive me to school and just lose her mind. But I just always like I always had a connection to sport for sure, and I still do, but the music really resonated with me. Like I was really young, and I got to listen to Jeff Buckley, and he just changed. He literally changed my life. Like I've never felt so connected to somebody who I've never met before.
Oh, right.
And it was really crazy to experience. So like I came back, I was around 18, 19, and I worked at Banana Republic again. That was my first job. Went back, worked there a couple of years, and then was going through retail and just a lot of shitty experiences through retail.
Yeah.
But when I was around 19, I would think I was at a really shitty furniture job. Sorry, Joseph, if you ever hear this. And, I'm on the internet, scouting music, whatever. And I found this band called Vintage Trouble, and they just started. And I'm telling you, I was down and out. Like it was hard to wake up every morning. Like my sister and my parents were like the only reason for me to wake up, like all this shit. And so I found this band, and they played every week, 2 times a week, or like a bunch every week. And the first show I went to there was this place called the Tarpon in La Brea, and it was this small restaurant. And what they did was they took the middle section tables out after dinner, and they turned it into this old school supper club. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm like 19, and everybody's back in the day too, I was a middleman for fake IDs, which is really bad. Sorry, mom and dad, you already know this, but I'm mentioning it again. And it's just like this whole thing where I walk in and I just connected with so many. They're literally the most accepting people I've ever experienced. And I just got involved in this community in music. And, being born and raised in LA, everybody, when they come here, and they have to be patient. It took me 19 years to really find what I was looking for. And that kind of just like catapulted everything, slowly. And then, I met so many people, and I was in this circle for a while. And then that was it. My father's a talent agent, and I'm so much like him. And I just started managing, and I took his, talents, and then my love for music, and his and my mom's love for music. And what I do is I don't really like find someone who's like, hey, I want to manage you. I actually really build a connection with them and a love for them. And I'm just like, hey, let's work together if you want. And that's a beautiful thing. It's not like the total like money hungry thing, like, one of those real industry cats.
Right.
So yeah,
right.
that's basically how I got into it.
So but it's great that you learned from him, even though he's an agent, because when I think of agents,
he manages now too, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because when I think of agents, I think much more business oriented, and managing, I think a little more personal.
Yeah, he
business
definitely,
and personal.
Yeah. I mean,
you and I were talking
is more
about
like just
this.
being, it's just literally like, connecting.
How do you balance? Because this is what I'm working on with my current position here at Electric Lodge. I really am struggling with the band, and I'm doing it well too. My father's a businessman, and so I have that business nature in me, but definitely still an artistic nature is more what, dominates my personality. But how do you balance the personal and the business with people?
Reminders, like, remember, like, seriously, like, if something doesn't feel good, then don't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of, I know it is simple. It sounds so simple, but it's not. If you know what I mean?
Of course.
It's this heavy thing where it's kind of like, it's really much so, like, I really, really get this from my family. If I love the people who I'm supporting, then I'm going to keep doing it. And I really believe in them. It's my mother was just so, like, literally just like there for me at any moment of my life. And I just try to take those learnings and feelings into this job as well. Cause, a lot of my father was, business and personal stuff, try not to blend it. I'm trying to. Like that's I'm making that happen. Yeah.
You gotta blend it.
I think
with
so.
What you and I do.
Arts. Yeah, with the arts
totally.
for sure. So the thing is, even though so that's where it is. It's kind of like more like reminding myself and really seeing how I feel in the situation, like internally. And then just being like spreading and being like, do I love this human being or not? I mean, it's easy to get away from that for sure. And you're going to obviously deal with people who are not like that. It just comes with it. Yeah. But it's always that what is it? That number one, person or thing that's still there, that like you could deal with that other shit to make that happen, because that's your end goal,
Yeah. I do. I mean, a lot of the stuff I've done in the last 6 months have come from me having coffee or lunch with somebody and being like, do I like this person?
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, that's how you and I met.
Right.
We had lunch.
It was beautiful. Yeah.
We were like,
even from that first meet when Moses met introduced us.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was really, it's really nice to meet somebody in this city who is just accepting, at least just like, hey, yeah, let's meet. Cool. Yeah. Next week. Awesome. Yeah. Let's do it next week.
And then actually do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like the thing is, it's a beautiful thing to experience. And you know what's cool too is that even if something doesn't come out of it, it does, because you got to learn from that.
Right.
And then move it into your next meeting.
Right.
And trying to figure out how to close it or whatever, and not even just bonding with that human being.
Totally. I mean, and so I want to talk a little bit about some of you had mentioned the supper club.
Sure. Yeah.
You organize events, and you and I, connect in that. I'm sure a lot of things are going to happen in the future there.
Beautiful.
With, both here at Soul Journey Studios and with Electric Lodge.
Soul Journey.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so, what got you into that? It sounds like part of it was, the experiences you had at 1920. But
yeah, actually younger. So I had a very close friend of mine in high school. His older brother started a all ages party. And over the summer, over the course of like 2 or 3 months, and I was like 14 promoting for this party in Los Angeles.
That's awesome. You've been doing this a long time.
Yeah, so exactly. It was just kind of like, you're just kind of like thrown into it and kind of feel it out and hustle. Like again, I go back to my parents because that's the foundation of my life. Like I thank them for everything because they were hustlers, man. Like father grew up in Brooklyn in the 40s and 50s. You know what I mean? Like my mother grew up at in Montreal. And, at that time it was like, you got to figure it out. It's survival of the fittest, all that. So it's kind of just like they gave me this beautiful life. I did not have it as tough as them at all by any means.
Right.
But when you're thrown into something, figure it out. So I just did, and then I took basketball was kind of got in the way or whatever, and then learned a lot through that as well. But then after that, at 19, finding that group from Vintage Trouble and stuff, I was a couple of years later, 2 years, I was like 24 or something, and I was lying in bed and I was staring at the ceiling like 3 o'clock in the morning. I came with this restaurant idea. I was like, oh my God, I love it. But how the fuck am I going to open up a restaurant? Like, it's like the toughest thing to open. And I trusted this idea with this random woman who I met at a restaurant. And she was just like, why don't you make it a pop-up? I was like, blew my mind. Like literally blew my mind. And I was just like, I gotta do it. So I did it. And it's called the Burgundy of Feel Good Supper Club. And it's like a 4 to 5 course meal, live music, live artwork. And what it is too, it's only in Venice. So, Venice was like the fucking artist hub of LA for so long, and it's not as much anymore. But this is what's so amazing about Soul Journey Studios being here is that let's keep this going. Yeah. And it was basically supporting the arts through the arts, and what better way to do it that way? So you just have all the chef was very intuitive and like very exquisite with what he would do. I'm like, yeah, just do whatever. And then the art, the music, and then the live artists, and then even the videographers and the photographers, that's all a collaboration of art. Huge. Yeah. And so yeah, that was that. And now I'm sitting here in this beautiful space. Yeah.
I'm getting good feelings about things recently.
Yeah.
I've been because we're fighting to stay here.
Yeah, let's make that happen.
Yeah, we're fighting to stay here, and then you're repping Abbot Kinney in a really much better way than it was in my mind before I met you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you being there.
And I really thank the business. Yeah. And it's I've been there for almost 4 years now, since right when it's open, and it's it gave me a little home right off of the beach in Venice. You know what I mean? Like, I have to be thankful for that. And then I just moved to LA, but like it gave me these opportunities to meet you guys. Like that's what I have to be thankful for. Right. Wherever that comes from, it's all from a place of love, I believe. You know what I mean? If you want to call it God or love or whatever, that's it's all the same difference to me. And it's just beautiful. You gotta it's those reminders that you gotta keep, telling yourself.
Totally, man. It's funny. Before we got on the air, we were talking about, and this is when I kind of knew, because each time I get to meet you, we
it's like another level. Another level. It's really awesome how, and it's beautiful that you realize that. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, I'm very observant of human connection behavior, even if I have my intimacy issues, mostly with women. But I had a group of really close guy friends growing up, and I'm still close with them. But it's not like those guys are always with me now. So, when I got to know Jeremy and you and, and then this guy, Kenneth, who just walked in, who's, stand-up guy too, because he knows Moses. Anybody who knows Moses Hackman.
Anybody knows a guy named Moses is a stand-up guy. It doesn't matter what kind of Moses. I mean, come on.
He's a religious person.
You got Adam spiritual. And Moses. What else do you need?
Moses, right? Yeah. So I just wanted to say briefly, I wanted to talk about our salon haircut memories from back in the day. I just want to, I want to give you a vibe of what my haircut was like.
Guys, before I think we started recording, we were talking about our childhood times in salons with our mothers. I mean, what better content than that to listen to?
Oh my God, this is so funny. So there's so many things about this I could say, but two little sound bites. The first one is that one of my best friends, who I grew up with since the age of 4, who I'm still best buddies with. Now we're 28, and he's engaged. Beautiful. And basically, he told me about his fiance just opened a salon, a really great salon in Michigan, and but then he walks through and she's the owner of the salon, and he's the fiance of the owner of the salon. So when he walks in, he sees that all the women notice him, and they go, "That's the fiance."
That's great.
And he feels fucking cool.
God, yeah. It's got all these women with the eyes on me. I love it. I'm going to come here all the time.
But it's more, what's so great about it is just that he's like this important figure in the salon just by walking in,
It's usually, but it's interesting because it's usually like I was telling you, like when I was a kid, I'm like this little boy with this hair. It's just like, it's usually like this dude who's like this important figure because there's always women energy in those places. Right. So it's like a break of that, I feel like,
Yeah, right.
Like, oh my God, it's a fiance.
Yeah. Well, you know what song always...
We're all the fiancés here. Right. Every guy who walks into salon is a fiance.
That's hilarious, right? Yeah. So when I was growing up, and I had long... So it sounds like we both had long hair. People thought I was a girl when I was a kid too.
Yeah. No wonder we get along so well.
I know. We have this freaking complex.
Yeah, totally.
Oh my God. But yeah, the sensitive...
At least your hair stayed on your head though. Mine's going.
Man, I'm like a little concerned. My dad's hair is starting to like recede back and back and back. But you know what? My life coach is like, your hair looks good, man.
Thanks, man.
I actually wish you would not wear this hat more. I mean, even though I really like the hat.
Thanks.
But this is a good look.
It's probably why I'm losing my hair.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, if you don't... Yeah, that's what I've heard.
I've heard that too. Who knows?
What's up with that? Yeah.
I don't know.
That's crazy. But you know what song always played at the salon when I was a little boy?
What?
Loving me, say that you love me. Yeah, and I try, and I beg.
That's the song that I played in my mother's Kill Children's store growing up. Actually, it's crazy you say that.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Shop on Sunset Kids on Sunset Boulevard. Now my uncle owns it. But yeah, it's crazy.
That song's got a weird vibe.
Oh yeah,
but like good and a little bit.
I think the Eurythmics. The Eurythmics was playing all the time.
Yeah, what's that? The
Eurythmics?
Is that?
It's Annie Lennox from the 80s was the lead singer.
Oh, really?
What's that song? It's driving me insane. Ugh, I'm gonna. Okay, I'll get.
You'll get it. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, but that's
really one of my favorite songs. I'm forgetting this show.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, you have to let me know about it. I'll look it up. Yeah, but that was a weird experience. I remember one time I went into the salon and there was a hockey player, a goalie who had a mullet, and his name was Dino Ciccarelli. And I came in and I'm like,
well, of course he has a mullet. His name is Dino Ciccarelli.
Doesn't that make sense, right? Yeah, and I'm like, make me look like Dino Ciccarelli. And then one time I went in and my mom's like, okay, give him the George Clooney look, please.
To you?
Yeah, for me.
That's hysterical.
6th grade. Yeah, the little
God.
flip in the top, I guess Clooney used to have. Yeah. That's funny.
That's hysterical, man.
Yeah. I could literally talk about childhood memories forever.
Let's keep talking.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we got 5 minutes left. So, tell me, for you, I was just thinking about grief, but also about miracle.
Okay.
What does that mean to you?
Grief and miracle.
Yeah, we were talking about it a little bit earlier, but
okay. Ooh, that's a great question. Yeah. Thank you for making me come to this realization that I've never come to in my life before. I think a lot of people grieve off of miracles that was handed to them in life. Sort of like you like. I mean, isn't your mother a miracle? Your mother, unfortunately, is going to pass away at some point. Yeah, right. You're going to grieve over that. Yeah. Like, that's how I look at that statement. Yeah. That's what came to mind right away.
Wow.
Yeah, so those are my. I always go back to people are literally like my favorite things in the world, and what's also really fucking shit up. So I grieve over these, really fucked up things as well.
Yeah.
So I think people are really as a whole are a miracle, and it's unfortunate, and a lot of times I'm grieving over the things that we do. So yeah, thanks, man, for that question. No, seriously, thank you.
Well, I've dialed down the question. Jeremy's listened to this. It was for a while back in like February. The question was, what's the thing that frustrates you or challenges you on a daily basis the most, other than like Donald Trump or something?
Myself.
You really?
Yeah. It's kind of like that constant battle with that inner voice in your head.
Oh, totally.
That's really not you. So
I'm glad I'm not the only one who feels this.
No, there's a lot of people. There's a book. Have you heard of An Untethered Soul?
It sounds familiar.
Read that.
Yeah.
It's going to change your, no lie. It's
really?
going to change your life. It's like 180 pages only. And it's literally,
that's great.
It's about that and how that voice is just not you, and go with your intuition and your heart. And that's it. And it's because your heart is emotion, right? Your intuition is basically what's really you, what's you. And then your mind will just, this ping pong match all the time.
Tell you things.
Yeah.
That
That's just like not what's happening.
Yeah. I mean, on Friday morning, I woke up just like, man, I have no faith in myself whatsoever.
No.
And then as the day went on and I went through these breakdowns and breakthroughs, right. And I had my down and out phase, and you were saying kind of 19 for you.
Yeah.
Mine was 25, really bad.
Right.
It got really bad.
What's so beautiful with what you just reminded me of. So the night that I met you, that day I was going through some shit, and I was really like not in it at all, and I was kind of like contemplating everything I was doing and this and that, like, what's the point of the arts? All that shit. But it was more so I saw that amazing avant-garde performance.
This was Body Weather Laboratories Person's Body is the name of the show. It was
phenomenal, and it really lightened up my day. And then I was talking to Moses and my friend Lisa, who's an amazing artist as well, who introduced me to Moses.
Yeah.
And then Moses introduced me to you. And after that discussion and then that meeting and everything, it literally like sprung me back to like that energy and motivation that I needed, that I just needed. Yeah. Thanks for that, man. So it's just when you're feeling that, also know that I feel like something's going to break through. That's also a time when something's going to snap. Like, remember to ride out, because you're feeling that for a reason. Ride it out.
Right.
And you're going to break through, and then something, the light's going to come back and all that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Frickin' lootly.
Yeah, for sure.
What's the point of saying frickin' and then I say fucking?
I mean, that's because you're Josh.
Oh man, this is I'm really excited to have you on Friday. You want to just say brief synopsis of what you're doing?
For sure. So it's a little fun idea that I produce, and it's called Decor. It's a duo of a drummer / percussionist and an amazing artist who's just amazing. His body movement and dancing is just as good as they come. He's the drum is just so intuitive and kind of like, plays with that spinning third eye that you talked about. He's just so creative, but also so technically sound. And then that's Costa Gallinopoulos. And then he's originally from Cocoa Beach, Florida, went to New York for jazz school and all of that, and is just a phenomenal musician and human being. And then Isaac Huerta is an artist and dancer. He's such he expresses himself verbally and in writing and in poetry and in sketches. That's so amazing. And his main income comes from dancing. And what's so amazing about him is that when he dances, you could see the expressions of those sketches and those words and the poems and all that stuff that he writes about in his movement.
Fuck.
And it's really wild. So they've never really collaborated before. So I'm so excited to bring these two people together for that night. And it's just going to be these two wonderful, sweet minds combined in this vibe where they're going to take you through a journey through sound, from basically rubato to like the crazy acid jazz fusion shit. So that's just basically from like no beat to like, 500.
Jesus.
It'll be great. Yeah.
You know what? You inspire me also because you're a facilitator.
Thank you.
Like that's what I've become as I've matured as an adult. And sometimes it scares me to be that guy.
For sure.
And sometimes
because you're putting this shit together.
Yeah, right. You're putting this shit together, and sometimes I'm like, oh well, I'm not the one creating no, there's talent in putting it together. There's vision.
Yeah, give yourself credit because I'm horrible about that. I mean, you seem like an empath, and it's hard for us to accept that. So remember, I'm telling you, remember that and accept it. You're a badass motherfucker.
Yeah, you too. You're definitely you're a majorly badass motherfucker, man.
Thanks, man.
You're gonna be a big part of all this stuff going on. So
Thank
Jeremy
you.
and I can
you guys
feel
are
it.
Sweethearts. Hey, Jeremy, you're killing it again, man.
Hell yeah!
I want to talk to you one day on this show.
Oh
man.
shit, he
Jeremy's
could set
got
that
a
up.
beautiful voice.
He does have a beautiful voice, and he's got a beautiful face.
Yeah, look at that.
There's
smile.
been a couple women who've been like,
smile.
Like, look at Jeremy's supple upper lip.
Oh, that upper lip. So I noticed the bottom, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh man. Supple. It's
and he hides himself behind
he's beautiful. Hey man, if it wasn't for him,
but he's still the face.
Literally, it's just me and you talking again for what?
Right.
I'm joking.
Yeah, exactly. I was doing this on an audio voice memo for a while. You would have hated that.
Oh, it's fine. Guys,
this is great.
This is literally, thank you. This is my first podcast ever. This is a blast.
This is when you know you've made it. Was when you get on a podcast.
Totally.
That's what they say.
It's definitely like I've lost my virginity once again. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, that's a great place to end. This has been Electric Lodge presents Notes from the Underground with Josh Berkowitz. We hope you enjoyed and tune in next time. Recorded live from Soul Journey Studios in Venice Beach, California.